You are listening to the Wisecracker podcast.
Sounding good. We're looking good. We are good.
We're feeling good. Are we recording?
We're rolling.
All right, nice. I was about to wear a sweatshirt, but it was hot as hell, so now I'm going full Tony Soprano right now, brother.
Yeah, gun show.
I don't know if these are guns. These are, I don't even know what these are. These are like weapon. These are like big weapons from the 1800s that don't work so good.
Like the non-working cannons. That
Yeah.
You see at like a historic fort.
Those cannons that take forever to wind up. That's what these are. I got big cannons right here. Oh no, it's I don't want to talk about the weather straight off the bat.
Let's talk about the weather. I always had
fuck outside.
I always had an idea for a podcast where we only talked about the weather.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Don't a lot of weathermen just feel like pedophiles? Because they're like, they're like, it's 13 degrees out, but it feels like 7. You know how that feels like.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
you know, 7 feels like.
It's 15 degrees, but feels like 21 degrees.
It's 26 degrees, but it feels like 17. It's pretty tight weather out there.
So it feels so much younger, which, as we all know, is better.
Back to Monica Malpass. Yeah. No, that's it is strange when it feels like
real feel temperature.
Yeah.
I really should have closed this window.
Oh no, it's
Keep
okay.
talking about the pedophiles.
The pedophiles, yes. All right, he's exiting. What's I actually have a fun fact about pedophiles. Do you know 90% of pedophiles have anger issues?
Really?
Yeah, who would have
Do you
thought?
think it stems from whatever else is wrong with them?
I don't know, but who would have thunk that group of people would have so much anger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because they're keeping their favorite thing pent up all the time?
I mean,
Like,
probably.
imagine if you, like, what's your favorite thing?
I'm a big pizza guy. I like pizza.
Not cheese pizza, though.
Oh, not cheese pizza.
No.
I'm not that guy.
But imagine if you had to go your entire life and you could never talk to anyone else about pizza. Wouldn't that make you angry?
Yeah. Louis has a great bit where he's saying he's like, I love Mounds bars, but it's like, if you couldn't eat Mounds bars, I wouldn't eat them.
Just stop.
Yeah, I could just stop.
Yeah.
So he's like, which means Mounds bars are really good, but not as good as a young boy taste. It's crazy he did that on SNL. Like, that's how cool SNL was a decade ago. They were like, all right, have a guy just do a vaguely like wild pedophile bit on NBC. Mm-hmm. That's pretty crazy.
That was before the allegations.
That was before the allegations. I mean, I do think those allegations are still such bullshit.
Really?
Because have you never jerked off in front of a woman?
I guess I can't say never.
If it's consensual. Because like, I remember, well, actually, this might be TMI, but my girlfriend was like on her period or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was,
whatever they call that.
Whatever they call that fucking
stupid,
thing.
The blood and the tampons.
Now I have a wife beater on. Now I'm just talking like an Italian. I'm like, the fucking periods or whatever. You know
that period where your wife's a bitch?
Yeah, that time period.
That's why they call it the period, because it's that time period where your wife's a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Well, she was nice during it, so she let me jack off in front of her, and she talks to me when I jack off.
Oh, really?
And she's kind of running out of things to say. She was like, "Oh man, you are so good at jacking off."
Start repeating the script.
Well, no, but it's a whole. I've never heard that before.
Was she being nice to you or mean to you?
No,
because I feel like that's a thing some guys
sexy.
get into that I can't.
No, I like being called a good boy when I jerk off. I like being called a good boy. But it was funny because I'm used to the good boy part. But she said, "You are so good at jacking off." I started laughing.
I better be. I've been practicing.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm like the best at jacking off. You're right.
I thought it was funny, but also in my head, I'm like, I am pretty good at this. I have been doing it for about since I was 11, every single day.
What other stuff has she said you're very good at? Has she ever said that about
Not
anything
much.
else?
That's why it was funny.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Because, well, it's also, people don't just tell you you're good at things. Like, that's just not a thing you hear a lot, especially like as an adult man.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It kind of stops. I think at some point, there are things that are expected of you. Like if a little kid does anything, it's like, oh, look how cute that you did such a good job on that drawing of a hand turkey.
Yeah.
But when you're using your hand to jack off as a man, it's like everyone assumes you know what you're doing at that point.
Yeah. But it was nice to hear that I'm good at it.
But then, yeah, that's good that you did receive a compliment.
Because I've never been told I'm good at jacking off.
Yeah, usually it's like a totally thankless endeavor, jacking off.
When my roommate caught me jacking off in college, he didn't tell me I was good at it.
No. You had a roommate catch you?
Yeah.
And he didn't. Yeah, he did.
Every roommate I had has called me masturbating. Every single one.
Really?
Everyone I've shared a room with. So like 3 roommates.
How does this? You didn't learn your lessons from the other ones?
No, I just like jacking off.
Are you?
I can't help it.
Are you like in your own bedroom, or is this like a shared?
Well, it's a shared
living
Living
situation.
space. So I remember I had like 4 different roommates because I had a roommate for the regular semester and the summer semester 2 years in a row. So I had 4 different roommates. Got caught jacking off from each one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
They didn't give each other the heads up, like, hey, by the way, knock twice. That's in there.
No, I would get caught so much, and I'd be like,
"Are you
chronic?
Are you watching pornography when this is happening?"
I don't know because
Like
I can go 50-50. I can go no porn. I can go.
Because that would seem like the time you'd get caught is if you had media open.
I mean, what's worse is when
headphones on.
Yeah, I mean, what's worse is you're watching a video. It's not even that.
The jacker's mistake when you put the headphones on. Noise cancellation.
Oh yeah, for a while I couldn't come without headphones on because that was the only way. It's the only way I remember
so used
coming.
To it.
Yeah,
even if nothing's playing.
Yeah, no, I
did. Even with a woman, how did they take it?
Yeah, no, I pulled a full.
Women
Leonardo
don't
DiCaprio.
like when you leave the headphones on.
Yeah, I did full Leonardo DiCaprio. I put the Bose headphones on while getting head.
I forgot that was. Someone said he did that, right? That was.
That's a crazy rumor. If that's just not true.
I hope it is true.
I hope it is.
I hope someone's out here doing it.
But can you imagine if that's not true? Then Leonardo's just like, what the fuck? I didn't get head with fucking earphones on.
Yeah, like I'm constantly loving and dumping young women, but I'm into it. I'm not checked out. This isn't boring to me.
Also, how autistic do you think I am? That I'm just getting head and being like, oh, I got to listen to Coldplay.
This is a little overstimulating. I got to put the headphones on.
I got to listen to Coldplay while I get my dick sucked by a 19-year-old woman. It's not stimulating enough.
Coldplay's different. When those strings kick in and you bust all of
Yeah, I can't come in a girl's mouth unless I listen to Old Dirty Bastard.
I speaking of Old Dirty Bastard, that's the only petition I've ever signed for anything was there was a Philadelphia McDonald's where he had been arrested and someone was trying to get a plaque made, like those historic markers that Old Dirty Bastard had been arrested at this McDonald's. Oh, nice. So I signed it. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to get active civically. I'm going to sign this petition.
I have to finally be a part of something.
I think, unfortunately, that McDonald's has been torn down because it did not receive the historic landmark designation.
I mean, it should. I mean, that is the most historic McDonald's I've ever heard of.
It's got to be one of the most historic things in Philadelphia.
What part of Philadelphia?
This was like on like Girard Avenue. I think.
Is that before it was all cleaned up
like
by the white man?
Over near Kensington, which maybe you've heard of if you've gone on YouTube once.
Yeah, if you've ever done fentanyl, you know about this neighborhood. If you're a big fentanyl head, you love Kensington.
I think that spot that all of the content creators would go to to film Zombieland. I think they cleaned that up because it was getting a little too famous.
It does sound like a Logan Paul video from 2017. It's like, we're going to do fentanyl in the most dangerous neighborhood of Philadelphia.
The suicide forest of Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's just a crack den. Oh, man. I kind of... YouTubers are still kind of like that, though, right? We just don't know about it as much.
Yeah, they seem to be like paying people to do shit now, like Mr. Beast style. Like we locked 15 guys in one porta potty for the chance to win $10,000.
Yeah.
All they have to do is not get caught jacking off.
Yeah, Mr. Beast pranks are literally just like, it's just like bum fights, but for people who aren't quite
slightly
homeless.
more elevated bum fights.
Yeah.
But honestly, I miss bum fights.
He could solve the Israel-Palestine conflict.
Just, lock them in the porta potty or whatever.
Mr. Beast would be like, let's turn this into a game. We'll do a Squid Games version, but with Israel and Palestine.
If you can take a certain piece of land without killing a child, you can go home with it.
Let's do red light, green light, Israel Palestine Holy War edition. Yeah, Mr. Beast. Did you hear about the Mr. Beast allegations?
Like how we sent Dennis Rodman to North Korea. Let's send Mr. Beast out there.
I mean,
I'm sure
work.
they're fans of his probably too.
Oh yeah,
So that would bring people to the table immediately.
Yeah, he would be the guy to bring everybody together, because people be like, "Oh, I love the Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
I like the one where he buries himself alive. Oh, I like it too."
See, we're not so different.
Did you hear about his allegations?
I pray to Yahweh, you pray to Allah, but we both watch Mr. Beast religiously.
Did you hear about Mr. Beast's allegations?
No.
Where it's like he has like 5 pedophiles working for him.
Oh, well, he had that one guy who became a lady, apparently, who got into some shit.
Right.
Were there others?
Yeah, there's like 2 others. Like one was like a registered sex offender in Delaware.
Damn. In Delaware.
But to be fair to Mr. Beast, it's like, who knows what a kid wants?
Get away with all kinds of fucked up shit in Delaware, too, I imagine. So that's got to be like a hard list.
Oh, yeah. When Joe Biden's the smartest person, your state's fucked up.
I can only imagine.
Dude,
not everyone can be on the list. Otherwise, what's the point of the list?
Yeah.
So what do you got to do?
There's like a hick bar I perform comedy at in Delaware, and there's just so many pictures of Joe Biden. I'd say your town, I'd say your state's fucking retarded.
Like at the Comedy Store type, like all those pictures.
Oh yeah,
of like people who've gone on stage, except it's just a bunch of Joe Bidens.
There was like 10 different types of pictures of Joe Biden in every era. It was just like one of him next to Obama, one of him like signing the 94 crime bill and yelling about black on black crime and calling them
mullet
savages.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, mullet Joe Biden, Jill Biden sucking his cock. They had really every Joe Biden,
every
thing
possible Joe Biden scenario.
Yeah, but what's weird is it was like a hick bar, so it was kind of funny because they were like, they were very like country kind of bumpkins. Mm-hmm. But it's weird that they just have all this like Joe Biden shit.
Like they probably didn't vote for him.
No, they probably did.
Or did they?
But they're like, I don't like his stance on abortion.
But
he is from here.
Again, we're just huge fans of the guy. So.
But we do like the same type of ice cream. We love the same type of ice cream. We got the same bike and the same ice cream.
Pictures of Joe Biden with every flavor ice cream.
That is funny to be a right wing guy, but just love Joe Biden just for local status. It's just like I just love me some Joe Biden.
That is how people kind of are with the people in government. They'll say like, "Oh, I hate Congress," but when it comes to like their congressperson, they'll be like, "Oh, I love him. He's good."
Even Gavin Newsom, people defend that guy.
Yeah, like everyone hates all of them in concept, but they always just vote for the same person.
Yeah, that's what I also, and I'm not to get like political on here.
No,
like I am kind of right wing a little bit, but actually I'm not really either. But it is kind of funny. People are like anti-establishment, but they're like, well, Donald Trump is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, well now I love
and he's the president. But they're like, everybody's a pedophile, but like I love the president.
Yeah,
the king of all the government. Like it makes no sense.
Well, it's sort of like the "don't tread on me, I love cops" thing too.
Yeah. Loving cops.
You're allowed to be a hypocrite. This is America. It's my
Yeah.
First Amendment right to say stuff you think conflicts, but to me, it makes perfect sense.
It is funny to love cops.
Yeah.
Because it's like a type of people you just get nervous when you see them being like,
You
oh, I
do
hope
get
they
nervous
don't-
when you see police?
I get nervous because I'm like, well, because the problem with the police
Like
is they can do whatever they want.
It's true.
Because even if they have the
true.
body, but like, unless it's during a pandemic and people have nothing else to do. And
Just
then they
seeing
can
a
get
guy
mad.
with a gun, I guess.
Well, and an Italian guy with a
Seeing a
gun.
woman with a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing an Italian woman with a gun.
Oh, man. Did you hear about that police officer
and she
woman that
thinks
was
it's her
fuck-
taser.
yeah. Do you hear about the police officer woman who was like fucking all of the cops?
I
while
think
ago?
I just there was like another recent example of this, right?
Yeah.
Like it definitely it happens.
Yeah. Can you imagine just like taking that woman seriously when you get pulled over?
Like, wait,
It's like, oh, you're going to fucking tell me what to do?
does she still have her job? No way, right?
I think so.
Elon didn't fire her.
Yeah. Well, because I was saying if you're blowing all the cops, it's like, oh, I'm going to fire you for making my job easier.
It could be good actually for morale.
Oh,
you don't
no,
want
it's
grumpy
incredible for morale.
You don't want grumpy, horny pedophile cops who can't
Imagine
do
how much
anything.
police brutality was prevented from that woman just giving them head.
Yeah.
probably
It's like I'm
solved
just
the
post
problem.
getting head. I'm out there. I'm chill. I see guys doing whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave them alone.
What I'm
'Cause
saying
chill
is,
now.
if Derek Chauvin got top the day before the counterfeit money,
If he had gotten some head, he
his-
wouldn't be giving knee to the neck.
because I would imagine that morning.
If he had gotten some neck.
I'd imagine-
if a girl had gotten on her knees and given him some neck, he wouldn't have been putting his knee on other guys' necks.
I would imagine that morning he was like begging his wife for top, and she was like, "No, I'm tired," and he's like, "Ah."
Yeah, when you think about it, the whole thing is her fault.
Right. It is kind of,
I knew we'd figure out a way to blame women for this. It took a couple years.
but true. Okay, but there is situations where it's like you need top. Because like some days you're just mad, and the only thing that will solve it is some nice top.
I medically need this.
Yeah, it is medically like if you medically never come, it just comes out.
Yeah, how
of you.
quickly would you die? What would
Right away.
What can you go longer without? Food and water or coming? I feel like it's got to be close, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I come like the first. That's the first and last thing I do every day for the past
First?
8. Yeah, I'll just do it just so I'm not angry. Because when I don't do it, I'm just
You're
angry.
just angry.
Yeah,
I get it.
it's because it just makes
And
me.
you've never been in a odd situation on camera where it appears that you're killing a man due to possibly an optical illusion. Possibly you are killing him.
Yeah, no, I realize I just have to because I realize it's more of an anxiety thing. Jacking off, it's not really a sexual thing. I'm like, I just need to get it out. I just need to get this like.
Just again, yeah, it's a medical procedure.
It really is because like it's not even sexual. Sometimes I'm just like. Sometimes I'll just jack off to like my life being better. I'm like, I'm like, oh, if I just made a little more money.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It's like the fantasy of your life being better.
yeah. No, I just jerk off to like.
Picturing myself in a top hat on a speedboat.
I just jerk off. No, I just jerk off to like if things were a little more convenient. Where I'm like, what if my car insurance didn't cost this much? Like that's what I jack off to. I'm like, oh, that's what I jack off to in the morning. I'm just like, what if shit was a little better? Just a little.
give me a little
Not
bit.
even that much better. Just
And that's enough.
if my rent was a little lower and I made some more. I'm just jacking off to that. It's not even sexual.
Interesting.
I'm just like,
I could see how you relate to Louis then, I guess.
Oh no, that was because when I was 16,
Fellow
watched it.
masturbators.
Dude, when I was 16 and I watched him, I was like, I need to do something in comic because I'm like, this guy talks about being addicted to jacking off. Literally, the whole show is just him.
Well, I always
like,
thought that
jacking
was
off.
funny that like the allegations came out and it was all stuff that like I had heard about from him,
Yeah.
like in his act.
Because that's the thing. The problem is, when the allegations came out, I'm like, well, that sucks that that's the thing I relate to him for. It's just the obsession. Because the most relatable part of that show is when he was, he just like saw like a woman in an elevator, but he's trying to jack off to her, but it just wasn't working. She was like, could you put this like plate of dicks in my ass? And she's just like, and it's just an old man walks in the elevator. He's like, you're never going to fit those in there.
I don't think,
It's like, nah.
I can't remember Louis, the TV show.
Oh boy. It's the greatest TV show of all time. I mean,
Sam and I used to watch it.
dude, I watch it every
sometimes,
year.
but
I watch
now
like
can't.
the whole thing all the way through like once a year.
The once a year
Well, because they're only
revisit.
20-minute episodes. Yeah.
Once a year Louis revisit.
Pretty much, but I don't watch them all, but I watch like the David Lynch episode. There's like a few episodes I'll watch. It's just so good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember David Lynch. We were talking about that because when he passed away,
Yeah.
that was like your favorite David Lynch thing too.
Now listen here, champ. That's short for champion. It's the funniest fucking. It's just so simple.
Him
but
in stuff like that. Like I just found out he was in the Cleveland show.
oh really?
Yeah, he was like
That's a good
He was
fit.
like a bartender on the Cleveland show.
His voice is just so fucking funny.
Yeah, he's very
It's weird that he's a
genuinely
director
odd.
because it's like this guy.
I
could
guess
have
I'll
been an
keep
A-list.
talking about him in the present tense. I don't really like talking about people like they're dead and
Yeah.
like they're gone.
Yeah, like when I talk about Hitler.
Yeah, like
I wanna keep the memory
that
alive.
guy, I don't like him. It's not that I didn't like him. I still don't. He's still with
Man.
us in
Yeah,
spirit.
Yeah, he's still with us. Oh man, that yeah, no, David Lynch. I watched. Did I tell you I watched Mulholland Drive recently?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
It's it is a very funny movie in the fact that it's a little confusing. So you like just look shit up, and it's like, well, 80% of the movie was a total fantasy,
yeah,
and the last 3 scenes is reality.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah, I
like,
feel like I've had a lot of people have different takes.
yeah,
That's what you want. I like that David Lynch would never explain it.
yeah. I
Like when
kind of like
people
that.
would ask him questions about his movie, he'd be like, "No,
Well, I kind of like
that's why I made the movie. Go watch the movie."
because what's nice about that is I don't feel as dumb for not understanding something. I'm like, well, it has many different interpretations.
Right. I feel like that's the way it is with everything. It's just like, how did you experience
I
it?
wish that worked at school, like for for reading something. Like, I mean,
Well, that's why you got to take more
totally
like
different
philosophy
interpretations.
classes,
yeah,
because then you can never be wrong if you can just sort of argue, massage whatever I'm saying to where it's kind of not true.
you're like, well, it's kind of subjective.
Yeah. Well, you can say 2 + 2 = 4, but could it be 5?
Yeah, could it
Wasn't
be
that
7?
Terrence Howard? Wasn't he on something like that?
Yeah, that's a funny thing to just go on the biggest podcast in the world and be like, yeah, this is what I'm going to be talking about.
My bad.
I'm
My
just going to
math
say,
ideas.
what if 2 + 2 didn't equal 4?
That
And-
would change some things.
And Joe Rogan's the only person that goes, it's very interesting. He found the one guy to be like, oh, that's interesting. Anybody else would be like, get off my fucking show right now.
I try to be good about that too. Like anyone could say anything crazy to me. I'm like, yeah, maybe. Well, what else you got?
That is
But
why.
Joe Rogan's definitely still the king of.
That is why Joe Rogan's so famous.
I could see that. Yeah.
because he makes everybody
2 + 2 = 5, you say? Yeah, maybe. Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, he'll have
Jamie,
like,
pull up the calculator.
he'll have anybody on, and he just does that. He'll be like, I can see it.
I think it's good.
Yeah, guy.
I don't want a host that's like constantly fact checking the guest or like moral scolding, like, oh, you can't say that on this. This is a podcast.
Yeah.
I think I'd prefer the guy be like,
Even Alex Jones corrected Kanye. That's the crazy part.
Alex Jones corrected Kanye.
You remember when?
I never saw that full interview. I just saw the
Dude, let me
the
give you a
net
recap.
and Yahoo.
Let me give you a recap. So,
But Alex
Kanye,
Jones was fact checking.
dude, Kanye. went,
We can't say that. Oh, this is the radio.
oh, he did that. No, it was.
excuse me.
It was insane.
Kanye, I have nothing but love for the Jewish people.
He did kind of say that because Kanye was going. Kanye goes, "I love Hitler," and And Alex Jones was like, you don't mean that, right? and
You loved Hitler because he's dead. He has passed. You did love
he's
him.
like, you're joking. And he's like, no, I love Hitler. He like kept saying it weirder and weirder. And then Alex Jones I've never seen him get stunned.
Yeah, like
He was
no,
surprised.
This guy's like some kind of crazy person.
Because that was the first time I saw Alex Jones be like, I know I denied Sandy Hook, but what the fuck is this guy on?
He's had some guys with some ideas on his show. And then this guy.
He's like, I know I threatened all the Sandy Hook families.
Oops.
But this guy's going way too far.
Oops. This is a show about conspiracy theories. Not
Yeah. This is this is a denying all their families' kids getting murdered, saying they're actors. Also, I always thought that Sandy Hook theory was dumb. Like all people from Sandy Hook are actors because what actors are in fucking Connecticut?
Right. Yeah, how could they pull it off there? They would have to be in Hollywood or something.
Yeah, they have to be in Hollywood.
Live.
They're just a bunch of actors are gonna be like, a bunch of Hollywood actors are gonna be like, all right, we're gonna go to this shitty town in Connecticut and just pretend to have a school for years. And then the conspiracy theory makes no sense.
Is that part of it that the school was fake for years?
Yeah, well, that's the thing because it has been a school, so they had to.
I forget what the actual conspiracy theories around that were.
Well, they're saying it's all
that
actors.
It was shut. That the school was not a school because they built a new one or something.
I don't know. Well, that's what the new school.
I remember
is.
there supposedly being a second shooter, but I don't know. And then there was the dad who went on camera and he was like laughing and then he started crying. But if you've ever had to like say something serious on camera,
oh yeah,
you can giggle about things like that.
Well, and it's kind of funny just being like, it's weird. I'm getting the one time on TV. It's for the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it may have been conflicting emotions, like my child was murdered, but also I get to be on TV.
Yeah, no, because that's exciting. Because you still.
I wish it wasn't for this. I wish it was Jeopardy or something. But
that'd be funny if like a school shooter's parents got interviewed on TV and they're just plugging their business. They're like, by the way, go to my auto parts center. It's really cool. You get new tires.
Obviously, this horrific event will scar the town. But you know what isn't horrific? The prices down at Mel's Tires. Especially this Memorial Day weekend.
But guys, no, I'm really sorry that my son did all that. But I mean, please go to my automotive service. It's one of the best in the city.
Don't let my son's actions reflect on the automotive services of Mel's Tires.
Mel's Tires. It's like, I had a diner, but it closed. Now I sell tires.
Mel Lanza's Tires.
I went from selling overpriced
Lanza
shitty
Senior. Ask for Adam Lanza Senior. Wasn't that the guy?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Adam Lanza.
That was the guy who did the shooting that happened.
At Adam Lanza's car dealership, you can land a perfect deal on your tires.
My son didn't miss those kids, and you shouldn't miss the savings this weekend.
Yeah, no, it is the perfect time to plug your business. When people are
when you're being interviewed for a tragedy,
you're like, my son's dead. You know who's not dead? My automotive shop. It's been running for the past 20 years, unlike my son. But
what was the other one? I think they interviewed a principal who people thought was like a lady who also gave a statement during the Boston bombing, or something. I don't remember what the explanation for that was.
I don't know. I remember there's a theory on whatchamacallit. Fuck, what was it? It wasn't Sandy Hook. It was another one like that. Oh no, the Pizzagate. The Pizzagate one's hilarious.
Oh, with like the Comet ping pong.
Yeah,
pizza.
the Comet ping pong, and a guy just like shot that place up.
Yeah, well,
just because of Reddit.
He went with this is one that is kind of interesting because he was an actor of some type, but I don't think he was a working actor, and obviously no actors.
Well, who was also
actors just go insane. That's never happened.
Yeah.
But the really suspicious thing, and I don't know again if this is 100% true, but I'm gonna say it on the podcast, which will be uploaded to YouTube.
I have to upload it to Rumble.
He went in there with his rifle And he didn't shoot anyone. The only thing he hit was the hard drive of the computer in the back room, destroying it.
Oh, man.
So make of that whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then the guy who owned the pizza place said they don't have a basement, but then they did have a basement.
You know, at Comet Ping Pong.
And I heard the pizza's not that good.
Yeah, that is what I heard. You know, at that Comet Ping Pong Pizza, they found 1,000 gigabytes of child pornography on my computer. Is that crazy?
And Dave Portnoy only gave it a 6.1. He went there and he dug into it. He bit the top, he bit the crust, he gave it a 6.1.
Dude, Dave Portnoy reviewing Comet Ping Pong Pizza. He's like, it's kind of like flaky, but what's funny is he wouldn't treat it like any different pizza review. That's how dumb Dave Portnoy is. I mean, obviously he's not dumb. He created his own business, whatever. But how much of like an airhead he is, where it's just like, it kind of reminds me of, Dominic's Pizza in Philly, It's okay, I give it a 6.5, 6.7 if I was really hungry, I love how that guy's like 57 years old and he's still like,
how
I
old
love
is
getting
Dave
pussy
Portnoy?
and I love wearing.
Is he 57?
Yeah, he's 57.
He's one of those guys where it's like, he's got to be, 43?
Yeah.
But he could also be 57.
Have you ever seen Dave?
Actually don't know.
Have you ever seen Dave Portnoy's sex tape?
No.
It was on Twitter. It was so funny. It was
Wow.
like choking
Do you
a girl.
see stuff? Or is
Yeah,
it like the
he's
Shannon
choking a girl
Sharp
from
thing where
behind.
he just goes on live?
No.
Whoa, Kobe style.
Yeah, no.
What? That's in court documents. Kobe said he liked to do that. Choke him from behind, and they were like,
Oh, wasn't it because it was anal sex? He's like, she didn't want it in her butt.
I think there was a
put it in her
little bit
butt.
of that too.
You damn. Bringing up the Kobe grape is crazy. Big like
We got to bring it up once an episode.
It's the 5-year anniversary of his death a couple months ago. We gotta we gotta show them. We gotta explain why we hate him in Los Angeles, where everybody
I don't
loves
hate
him.
Kobe.
No, I love Kobe Bryant what he did off the court, but
I think
I like his actions off the court.
I think
but,
that Denver hotel employee was an actor. I don't think it happened at all.
that would be a really funny conspiracy theory. Just a guy who just is like, Kobe Bryant was set up.
Yeah, like Denver Airport, Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah, Carmelo
The
Anthony.
Columbine shooting. But the real conspiracy is that hotel was hiring actresses to trick Kobe into.
Why do you think the Nuggets
putting
got
it in
Allen
the
Iverson
play?
the next year? They were
True.
trying to get his arch nemesis.
They were collecting blackmail on all the other NBA players. What if there was like again, this is just alleged, an Epstein style blackmail ring, but for like NBA teams where like that's that's what did they have on Mark Cuban that the Lakers got Luka Doncic for nothing?
Oh, that could have been a thing. They're like, Mark, we got videos of you doing crazy shit. He's like, all right, you can have Luka Doncic.
Like, yeah, when your team makes a trade that you hate and you think you really got ripped off, consider this. Your owner may be on tape doing something that he doesn't want the public to see.
I do think the Lakers owner is just an extortionist because they somehow get
be.
every player. Because like
If no one's doing this, someone should be doing this.
That's probably how they got like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hello, Milwaukee Bucks owner. We have a video of you sucking off a 15-year-old boy. I mean, I know it's the 70s. It's not that bad of a crime, but it will be bad in 25 years. So can we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for nothing? Okay. Because it is shady that the Lakers get all the best players.
True.
Because if you think about
Yeah, it's not about the franchise prestige or the weather or everyone wanting to live here. It's because they've got blackmail on all the other NBA owners.
right, but nobody goes to the Clippers. Huh?
Interesting.
Nobody
Yeah,
goes to the
because
Clippers
they
for
don't
the
have
weather.
blackmail.
Yeah, they don't have blackmail.
They fucked
They
up
get
and
blackmailed.
they collected blackmail on their own owner.
Yeah, they get blackmailed.
Yeah, they did. Donald Sterling hired people to collect blackmail, and she accidentally did it to him.
No, the Lakers, because the Lakers I think the Lakers set up Donald Sterling.
Maybe.
Because you know that girl
This is a
also
one-team
dated
town.
Magic Johnson?
Yeah, well, that was part of the big issue, right?
Yeah,
Is
he
that
was
she
like, well, to be
dating
fair,
Magic Johnson.
and he's like, to be fair, that comment was totally reasonable.
That he didn't want her dating Magic Johnson.
Yeah, because like if you're hooking up with a girl and she's like, my other boyfriend has AIDS, you'd be like, come on, man.
I don't think he brought up the AIDS though.
No, he did. He said,
did?
because somebody was asking like how Magic Johnson is like a great owner and is like changing the game. And he's like, Magic Johnson acts like he's this
right. Yeah, I remember that
awesome
interview.
guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, why don't you think he's an awesome guy? He's like, he has AIDS.
Yeah, I think he's talking to like Anderson Cooper.
yeah.
Right?
Anderson Coop.
Big
It is
Magic
fair.
Johnson. What has he ever done? Well, he's a successful business owner. He has AIDS.
I forgot he interrupted him with it. He asked him a question.
Like Anderson
and then
Cooper's
interrupted.
going down the list of like the AMC theater I used to go to in Harlem was a Magic Johnson AMC theater.
Oh, he does. Anderson
business
Cooper
owner.
Definitely got pounded by all those black guys in Harlem.
Well,
Probably went to that theater to get back
well,
shots.
we don't need to get into any of that.
Yeah. Anderson Cooper, if you're watching this, we know you're gay. I know you've told us you're gay, but we know. We also know you're gay.
We know that 19-year-old Denver hotel employee was you.
Yeah.
In disguise.
Can you imagine if it was Anderson Cooper Kobe was fucking?
We get to the bottom of this story.
He's like, man, this white pussy's so good. This white pussy. Man, white pussy was not as accepted in 2003.
No.
You really couldn't. It is weird how like
Yeah, we've come so far
recently-
you can say all this weird shit.
What?
now. We've come so far you can say all this weird shit now. People know what you're talking about. Back in my day, I'd never even heard of a bussy. Now you kids, they're teaching bussy in school.
But
Shit.
when we were kids, any like gay shit was like weird as fuck.
Yeah,
Now it's like people teach that stuff to like kindergartners.
sure.
They're like, well, if you want to get top, and they're like, what's top? And they're like,
Well, one day
One
you won't
day-
be able to go a day without it medically.
yeah, especially because guys have the equipment, they can do it the best.
What did you learn in school today? That a man knows a man's body better than a woman ever could. All right. Well, glad I paid my taxes.
Yeah, I'm glad I paid my hard-earned tax dollars to this public school. That's why you got to send your kids to Catholic school, because in Catholic school they're just like.
It's more hands-on learning at Catholic school, right?
Damn, I set that up perfectly.
They teach you by showing you.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But no, what's kind of funny is like now kids get to pick their pronouns. And when I was a kid, bullies picked your pronouns.
Yeah, very
Boys
true.
would be like, "You're a fucking retard," and you have to just be like, "Hey," and they're like, "No, you're a retard." And then everybody just
Yeah,
gave
I
you
guess
that
that's what I
nickname.
go by now.
Yeah, I guess it's my nickname.
F-word retard. That's me.
Yeah, because that was the pronouns back then. Because you couldn't be like, "Hey, call me they them." They'd be like, they'd just beat the shit out of you.
You know?
And even if you told the teacher, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
What was that?
I don't
Did
know.
you hear something?
I think it was a ghost.
Is this place haunted? We're recording in a new location today.
That's why I realized
Could be haunted.
I think white people make the best horror movies because we live in like safe areas. So if we hear any noise, we're like, well, it's got to be a ghost.
Right. Couldn't
Can't-
just be
It can't be a guy robbing my
everything
house.
else that
Yeah.
happens.
You hear that thumping? It can only be one thing: an invisible creature
Yeah,
that's
interesting.
peering through the walls.
There are a lot of ghost stories from like, secluded areas of the Northeast and stuff.
Yeah.
There aren't quite as many ghost stories on like a busy block or something, maybe.
Yeah, in New York, they're like, "What's that sound?" And they'd be like,
I wouldn't even know.
somebody's wife is getting stabbed."
Yeah, like there's so many like police sirens and loud noises. I wouldn't hear like a ghost.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no
see
ghosts
that.
in New York City. There's no like, ooh, spooky. Like, if
Although I
you're
will
sad
say,
guy-
most of the hardcore ghost believers I've met in my life have been black. Have you found that to be true?
I don't know, but go on.
Or is that just a me thing?
Go on.
I don't know.
Explain this theory.
Well, people who genuinely will tell me that, there's a ghost that lives in this, store's basement or whatever, they tend to be not white.
Oh, really?
Whereas white people will try to explain it away because it's like, well, I'm too sophisticated for ghosts.
They'll be like, it's actually a crackhead unk who's running around at night at 4 a.m. It's a crackhead unk.
They're not
who's
willing
lived
to
here for 25
believe.
years.
They look past the obvious answer, which is it's a ghost.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Like, oh, I go to school. I read books. I don't believe in ghosts. Get a lot of that shit. They think they're too good for it or something.
Yeah, well, that's funny because I always thought white people believed in ghosts more because it's like there's
Interesting.
no actual crime in our neighborhoods.
Yeah, maybe there's no racial correlation whatsoever.
Because I tried a bit on stage one time about like
This is why it's good to have these conversations between two white guys from the same area, so we get different perspectives and our anecdotal.
Well, I came from a whiter area than you, I think.
Maybe.
So that's probably what. Because that's probably what. The farther you are from
Is it
Philly,
just
the whiter
everyone?
it is.
Everyone just equally believes in ghosts?
Maybe. I also think if you believe, I think ghosts might be like a religious thing too. Like if you believe in God, you're more likely to believe in ghosts
That's true.
because you're like,
Perhaps.
well, it's got to be something that's cool. Because that's why I'm like, I
Couldn't
wish.
be a squeaking pipe.
Yeah, it couldn't be the smoke alarm.
I heard that.
Ooh.
the hallway's haunted. There's a chirp every 6 minutes.
No, every 5 seconds
Every
there's smoke alarm.
The
Actually, that's why the black people believe in ghosts. It's just their fucking smoke alarm going off every 5
haunting.
seconds.
I remember hearing a thing where people would think that a house was haunted, and then they would just get like the air duct system replaced, and all of a sudden it wasn't haunted anymore.
Yeah.
And I guess there is a thing where like certain frequencies of vibrations will make you feel very uneasy, even
Yeah.
to the point of like hallucinating sometimes. So, I have a big brain. I went to white school and I read books. It couldn't possibly be ghosts.
Yeah.
It's actually this science that Bill Nye told me that the ghosts aren't real. But I always thought that was kind of interesting.
remember that
it could
show,
just be like a weird like vibration that you're sensing, and then they fix it and it's gone, and then the ghosts are gone.
Speaking of Bill Nye, do you remember that like fact or fiction show where they would show like a
With Bill Nye?
No, but it's kind of like a Bill Nye show. It was like that like weird style where it's like super 90s, but it's fact or fiction, and they would show like an act out or something, and you would
it was like,
you
did
would
this
guess
really
if it's a
happen?
factual story or a fictional story.
Was it anything like the ones where it was like, what would you do in this situation?
No, I hate that fucking show.
Yeah, I used
what
to
would
not
you
like
do?
that either.
Yeah, the John Keaton. Yeah. But what's funny is he would show up and act like people knew who the fuck he was. Because he would show up and be like, surprise. People would be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Is it? Yeah, like you're not Chris Hansen or whoever.
Yeah. This motherfucker thinks he's Chris Hansen. He like
Yeah, you got
walks
to
up.
be a big enough celebrity so people are like, oh, punked. I'm being punked.
Yeah,
Oh, To Catch a Predator. I'm being arrested.
Oh, but I always hated that show because the guy
the
always
what would
popped
you
up.
do?
He's like with the camera crew, and nobody would know who it was.
Yeah, like just the. What? There's another wrinkle to the lady with the open briefcase with $10,000 pouring out of it. There's now a guy with a camera approaching me.
Yeah, they're like, what would you do if a black woman was getting hassled at a Starbucks?
Like, oh, this situation was fake. I knew this was fake and they were all actors. Just like that other thing that I knew was fake and that they were all actors.
Yeah, what a kind of fucking gaslighting show that is.
It's
Because
just a
now when you
trick.
see something bad, you're like,
This could be a
John
TV show.
Quinceañeras will come at any minute.
Yeah, I don't. This lady's getting beaten to a pulp, but it could be a TV show, and I don't want to look like a fool, so I'm not going to interview.
Yeah, you see a guy like getting stabbed by a homeless person. It's like John Quinceañeras will be here at any minute.
That person's repeatedly backing over a homeless man with his pickup truck, but it could be that show, as someone could come out.
A homeless, a guy in a Burger King hat is yelling the N-word on a plane. John Quinceañeras is coming in 5 minutes.
This has to be fake.
Yeah, this is John. That's what's kind of
That
fucked up
kid's
about
getting
that
mauled
show.
by my dog. This is fake. This is
Yeah.
a setup.
Somebody's
My
beating-
dog escaped my backyard and is mauling a child. This is one of those camera setup shows, right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
isn't happening.
That's a horrible idea for a show, just to make people believe like, oh, I gotta do something, but not enough, but like enough where I'm like, John Quinceañeras will stop me before I do it.
It's also a bad life lesson because usually when you do step in, you get your ass kicked. In my experience. Hey, I'm here for justice. Like, you better be coming.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work in real life.
Yeah, they're like, what would you do?
Because the guys don't come out with the camera equipment. It's just the whole neighborhood's like, oh, fuck this guy, and they beat you up.
Yeah, they're like, what would you do if a gun was pointed at a pregnant lady? And they're like, oh, don't do that.
I
And
jump
they just
in
get
front of the
shot
bullet.
in the fucking face. And John Quinceañeras is like, well, you did the right thing, man. That's good. God, I fucking hate that shit. I hope that got
But
canceled.
what was the one you were talking about?
No,
That
it's
was
fact
just
or fiction.
scenarios.
Well, they would
And
do
it was
like,
up to, like,
they would
the-
have these either real life stories or made up stories, and they'd kind of like reenact them. And then at the end, you would guess fact or fiction. And then be like, that's a fact.
All right.
Or
okay.
that's fiction. So they have stories about like a woman getting stuck in an elevator.
This small town elementary school in Connecticut.
That's exactly what it was. This small elementary school in Connecticut got shot up by an autistic man. Is this fact or fiction? Well, sometimes it would have the answer where it would be like unproven. So for that one, it would be like,
Rumor.
unproven,
Well, that's-
rumored.
That's not fair. They can't put that on the show.
Well, they would do that as a surprise.
This
So you couldn't-
prehistoric beast lives in the Loch Ness. Unproven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Couldn't anything be unproven unless you prove that something is fake? Like any scenario could be unproven.
That's a great defense in court.
Like anything could have happened.
You'd be a great defense attorney. Be like, actually, it's kind of
Well,
all
did I tell you?
subjective.
Yeah, my real defense attorney tactic that I think is it. Like the technology is there. We're ready for it. I'm defending a guy in court. All right, picture this.
Picture this.
I passed the bar exam. I decide to use it for evil. I'm a defense attorney. I got my guy here. He's on tape robbing a 7-Eleven and shooting the clerk in the face. On tape, clear as day. You see his face. You see the clerk's face. You see the gun. He blows the guy's head off. He leaves. It's all on camera. What I do is I use AI technology to recreate the same video, but I put the face of every jury member on my client so that they're the ones robbing the 7-Eleven and shooting the clerk in the face.
Yeah, it's all
And
subjective.
then I'm like, hey, you know you didn't do what you just watched.
That is kind of a good example.
How do we know that 7-Eleven Incorporated didn't create this elaborate video to get my man here who has 2 other felonies? It's just because they wanted to frame him for no good reason.
Yeah, just because it has an AI watermark on it doesn't mean you couldn't have done it.
Yeah, who's to say that the video that the state is presenting is true?
Well, actually,
We know that the cops lie, am I right?
Yeah.
We don't believe the government, except for Donald Trump, the king of the government, right?
Yeah, he's the only
Ladies and
government guy
gentlemen of the jury, we all know we can trust Donald Trump, but no other part of the government. And you're going to trust this government video of my client shooting a guy in the face?
Yeah. No, all 7-Eleven videos have the, funny AI watermark on every security cam footage.
Well, eventually we'll have the technology to no longer have the watermark. And then
Yeah.
who's to say?
Actually, all you have to do is pay $9.
No, I don't pay $9.
Yeah, all you have to do is pay $9. You don't even have the watermark.
I work on contingency. We are not getting the $9
Yeah, we're not getting
premium.
the $9 premium.
Unless we win, then everyone gets to get a copy.
Yeah, everybody gets the non-AI watermark. But until then, I love all the new AI videos that are coming out. It's just like Drake and LeBron kissing.
Is a lot of kissing, a lot of still images of two people, and they start making out.
I like that. I mean, I feel like that's the whole point of AI.
It started, I saw more videos of two people fighting, actually. It would be like two people sitting there, and then they'd start like punching each other, and it would go all like kind of crazy, and they'd swirl into the background. They'd still be like punching each other, and one of them would like turn into a fish. Do you remember those AI videos?
No.
It would like be two people fighting, and then they would just turn into like this twister of colors.
Have you ever seen the first?
Now they're kissing though, which is a step in the right direction. They're choosing love over violence.
Have you ever seen the first AI video of Will Smith eating a pizza?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like where it would work for like a second, and then it would start to get all like.
I kind of miss when AI looked like that, which was only 2 years ago now. Because now AI is so good. Because I saw one that was.
I don't like the look of the new AI.
It looks
it's very
real.
like. Well, it looks real and fake at the same time.
Yeah,
like
it
it
looks
has
like a
this
video
weird, like very shiny, polished quality to it
Yeah.
that I'm sure we'll get past at some point. But
Oh yeah.
it's almost like liking movies on film. Like I liked when there was a look to AI, which was, like Will Smith eating the pizza or whatever.
Yeah. Now it's just
And it's
videos
like,
of
oh, yeah, look at
Drake.
this.
Now it's just videos.
At least it was like nothing I had never seen before.
Now it's just videos of Drake and LeBron picking cotton. That's like the realest looking video ever. And you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Real because it's believable to you.
No, it's not believable.
I could see this. Are you saying this is AI? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
That's what I love about just society. We're like have this technology, but we still use it to make racist jokes.
Oh yeah, of course you have to just to test it out.
It's like racist jokes you would make 200 years ago, but you're like, we got AI.
What if the two most famous black celebrities were slaves? I'm so glad we have this technology to see what that would be like.
Yeah, what's weird is now I feel like
That was the case in America at some point, unfortunately, right?
yeah.
The two most famous black celebrities were probably
I don't want to go
enslaved.
down that road. Oh man, I can't. She hasn't. Harriet Tubman's not on the 20 yet.
No, is that like happening? Is that in the works?
I think it got
I don't think
canceled.
that's happening.
Yeah,
For some reason, I think a thing happened that changed that timeline.
I think
And
they're
now
gonna put
we're probably
AOC
not
on it
gonna-
instead.
in like what, like soon?
Yeah.
Or like 150 years from now.
No, like right.
There was a
now.
great woman.
They're gonna put.
Her name was AOC.
They're gonna be like she was. She was a moderate looking woman, which means she was the hottest politician ever.
She was young and had an okay body, which made her a 10 out of 10 as far as the government is concerned.
What's weird is like Hillary Clinton used to be kind of attractive.
Yeah, she had
Hillary Clinton pics.
she had a very cute look to her.
Before she was a carpet muncher, she was she was very good looking.
I feel like this used to be a reoccurring topic on the podcast before it was reloaded.
No, yeah,
We would talk about young Hillary
yeah, young Hillary Clinton.
being kind of cute.
It is funny how have you ever heard the story about how they like met in college?
No, I don't think so.
He was just fucking a bunch of
They
women.
were at a pizza place that also had ping pong.
He was just
They were in the basement, which supposedly doesn't exist.
yeah, he was just fucking a bunch of women, and she was like,
Who,
I
Bill
think-
Clinton?
Yeah, and she was like, I think you'd be a great husband. She was like, I think we would be.
I saw the way you slept with everything in sight, and I think we should get married.
Yeah, you got it out of your system. There's no way this
Did
will come
she
up again.
propose to Bill? I could see that.
No, I don't
She
think
got
so.
down on one knee and proposed.
No, she got on one knee.
She
and
finished giving
ate
him
another
the
girl's
daily
pussy,
suck and
but,
was like, well, I'm down here.
yeah. Oh man, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they met in college, right?
yeah. Here
Were they at
she was-
Georgetown together?
No, Yale,
Yale.
which is the Georgetown of the Ivy League schools.
I guess.
No,
They're
I
both
don't know, I don't
blue.
know.
I was trying to think of
trying
a
to help
way.
you out there.
I was trying to think of how
No, I was trying to
They
help you
were.
out there. Yeah, I mean, I think they have the same logo, kind of.
is
like-
Yale are they the Bulldogs?
Yeah, well, I know the Georgetown's the Bulldogs.
Yeah. Well, they're the Hoyas.
Oh, the
They got
Hoyas.
but they're a bulldog. What is a Hoya?
Hoya's a bulldog.
Type of bulldog.
Yeah, it is a type of bulldog.
It's a bulldog that wears a hat, I think.
yeah, it's a bulldog that loves basketball.
Yeah.
It's a bulldog who wears a shirt and looks kind of happy but kind of angry. That's what a Hoya is.
Okay,
Actually, that does sound like a Chinese dog. Hoya.
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 Yeah, man, I wish we had our research department.
Hey, Jamie, pull up Asian
That would be
dog.
awesome. Wait, one day, not only are we going to be able to just mail it in on this podcast and have clips that we just react to.
Yeah.
Which that would be a great way to podcast if we can figure that out.
Well, we
Which
should
we're
just
close.
podcast that way because
And then number 2, we need a
probably do that
research
for like 7
department.
hours. Because if you
And number 3, we need a live band. We should kick it to a live band every like 15 minutes.
well, actually,
And now the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Joe Rogan's podcast has become that though. He's like, pull up a clip, and he's like, whoa,
When they're not talking about how 2 + 2 = 5 or
yeah, or that comedy is cool.
yeah, we're talking
amount of
about
times
that
I'm-
was really when I was out. I used to listen to Joe Rogan fairly regularly,
Yeah.
like 5 years ago or something.
Yeah,
But then he would always, like, he was definitely doing that thing where the guests were like dumb, smart people or whatever.
Yeah.
Not like Jordan Peterson. I have nothing but respect for the man Jordan Peterson, but like that type of person where they would
Yeah.
like.
I have respect
be
for a
kinda
man who eats
smart, but
only meat.
Like me, if I took myself seriously, type of guy where it's like, wait a minute, you're not that smart.
Yeah.
And then the other person he'd have on was just like his comedy friends,
Yeah.
and all they'd ever talk about is like, oh, stand up, and it's so tough to be a comic.
They're like
People
these
don't get what
civilians.
we go. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
The like.
Then Joe Rogan
we're
puts out
comics,
the
they're
worst comedy
civilians.
special of all
Yeah,
time.
I mean, I had forgotten he was a stand-up. I listened to his podcast like at least once a week. I forgot he did stand-up.
yeah. You forget like, oh, he's like the worst.
I forgot he's supposed to be funny.
Yeah. But oh my god, the Jordan Peterson. I like Jordan Peterson. Like I used to like him because like his advice is really cool, but it's like that guy went off the deep end.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not really sure what
a
he's up
motherfucker
to.
that only
he started
eats-
wearing like a double. He started dressing like Two-Face.
Dude, he
from
went to
Batman.
an open mic in Philly one time, which is insane. He just watched a comedy open mic in Philly.
He didn't get
in a
up on
full
stage.
suit. No, he was in a full
He was
suit.
just in the audience.
Just watching a comedy open mic in Philly. And people were like, what the fuck?
Interesting.
Yeah, it was this Irish bar in Philly, Fergie's.
Oh yeah, and he just
Never
showed
said it.
up.
Yeah, he was just there. Can you imagine if you're performing and you see Jordan Peterson?
It's always weird when like the most famous person at a show is not like on the show or part of the show.
Oh yeah,
Just like
But apparently he was just
in the
sitting
crowd.
quietly. Like he was just not making a bit. He was just there. It's weird being a guy who's like famous for dunking on college students.
yeah.
Well, actually, no, that's more Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, somebody would be like, well, I think I might be trans. And he'll be like, I'll give you 25 statistics on why you don't feel that way. He really is. Ben Shapiro really is just a closeted gay man.
It's possible.
Who is just like, all right, well, this is how I get the cool guys to want to suck my dick.
And it worked.
Yeah, it really is. It's just him being like, what do
Have you
guys,
seen him recently? There's something
No.
weird. He got like an eyebrow transplant or something.
What the fuck? Ben
something
Shapiro
weird.
got an eyebrow transplant?
I like when I first saw Ben Shapiro, his eyebrows were not the same as they are today.
Well, he's definitely a gay man. That is.
I don't know what's going on.
that
His
is
eyebrows got
confirmation.
like more. I don't even know how to describe it.
I feel
They're
like if you
fuller.
get-
They're more lush.
I feel like if you get if you have an eyebrow operation, you should have no opinions on abortion.
No.
like all
or
your,
or like transgender shit, because it's like you're like,
Yeah.
how dare you change your face to look the way you want to look? Anyway, my eyebrows are real, and they're the ones I was born with.
at least trans people are getting titties. You're just getting your eyebrows slightly better.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think he probably. I don't know. I don't want to accuse a man of anything. I have nothing but
You don't
love.
want to dunk on Ben
I
Shapiro.
have nothing but love for Ben
You
Shapiro.
don't
and
want to dunk on the sweet
everything
Ben
he
Shapiro.
does. Truly, America is great because of men like Ben Shapiro and the work they do.
Speaking of,
But that was the thing Dave Portnoy got, was the beard transplant.
He got
That was the
beard
first time
transplant?
I ever heard of that because I
Oh,
knew he got
man.
like his hair fixed, but he also got like his beard is I don't know, like it didn't come up as high on his cheeks or anything. He like filled it all out.
It's great that Dave Portnoy got a beard transplant just to do like the shittiest pizza reviews.
Well, I'm not gonna trust a guy without a nice looking stubble.
Yeah, you got to look
review
nice
pizza.
when you give a pizza
What is a
6.1.
What does a slob know about eating pizza?
Yeah.
I want. Well, have you seen him? Well, now we're just like talking shit about people. Let's do this to round out the podcast. Dave Portnoy in pictures, he's always standing on his tiptoes when
Yeah,
he's
he's like
taking a picture
he's
with
like
other
five,
guys.
He's like 5'7".
Yeah.
Well, I love how you're like, we don't want to talk shit about Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, let's not, let's not cross any lines with this one.
Yeah, I know we talked about Sandy Hook, but let's not
Did
talk
we?
about Dave.
I can't
Portnoy.
remember that. I can't remember.
Let's not get into Dave Portnoy.
Let's not
The
get
fucking-
into too controversial an area.
the
here.
infamously non-confrontational nice
I don't
guy.
like the. Yeah,
who's
let's
never had a problem.
Let's leave
with
Jordan
anybody.
Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and Dave Portnoy.
Yeah,
alone.
let's have guys who've never given anyone shit ever.
No,
Let's leave them alone.
they're good people.
Let's speak. Let's shit on the real assholes. Lizzo.
Yeah.
Speak on the real bad people.
Did you? She did lose weight,
Yeah, she lost 60 pounds.
and she posted something that people were pissed about because she was like rest in peace to the old fat me. Or something like that.
She said, "Rest in
and I was
peace."
like, wait
to
a
the old
minute, I
fat
thought
me."
you loved the old fat you. What the
she's-
hell? Was that a lie the whole
People
time?
are like, "Wait, you're still fucking fat."
Well, yeah. Do you have to like carry around something like the Weight Watchers people? Sometimes they'd lose weight and good for them, but they weren't like
Yeah.
thin, so they'd have to carry around like their giant pants, or,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a picture of themselves from like 5 years ago.
Yeah, Lizzo has
You know,
to.
I know you think I'm still chubby, but like, look at this fat guy. That used to be me.
Lizzo to prove how much weight Lizzo lost, she has to bring her backup dancers. She has to be like, "Look
Can
at
you
these
believe it?
fat pieces."
It
of
was
shit.
normal for us to be in a lineup together.
Yeah. I'm not like these fat bitches right here. I mean, I'm still fat. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not a fat.
I was
bitch
never
who can barely
friends with these fat asses, but we work together now. Imagine me, thin Lizzo.
move. Yeah.
I want Lizzo to get like so thin that people are concerned. Like the Ariana Grande thinness, where people are like, is there something
Yeah,
wrong?
what if she
now?
got so thin that you actually got hard?
That'd
be
cool.
crazy.
That would be cool. Living both extremes is cool
Yeah.
in any way.
Yeah, she looks like Ariana Grande, like just anorexic.
Yeah.
I mean, she would probably look like a model.
Anorexic Lizzo.
Yeah, anorexic Lizzo, which would be still overweight.
You can think about that because that would be like life getting better and sexy for when you jack off.
I'm not jacking off to anybody except my wife. Okay, pal? I'm only jacking off to my wife and things going slightly better in my life. It's only two things I'm jacking off to, pal.
It's so funny to jack off to your wife.
Yeah. I actually do. I just I look at the jug highlights and I jerk off to her jug highlights.
Nice.
Sometimes you got to jerk off to your wife. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel bad if I jerk off to porn.
That's good.
I got to jerk off to
It's
off
cheating.
to my wife.
I think women consider it cheating.
I think they do, but they
And
also it's like
I would too. Like if
but women masturbate to like their father or whatever. They jerk off to their trainer they had. Well,
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know. Whenever
women will be more into like a vague concept or something.
Whenever I've had sex with a woman-
man who doesn't exist, whereas I'm like, I specifically am jerking off to thin Lizzo right now.
every time I've had sex with a woman, I'm like, well, she's thinking about a guy she had sex with 2 years ago. Every time I've
Or
had
like
sex
a
with
character
woman.
from a book, maybe. I feel like
Oh,
women
yeah.
are more apt to do that.
Yeah, she's having sex with the Indian guy from Life of Pi.
But it's like, this is a guy, she's making it up.
No,
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just,
I assume
theater of the mind.
whenever I've had sex with a woman, I'm like, I assume she's thinking about something better. Like I'm like, not even just sex. It's like she's thinking
For her
about,
sake.
wow, I could be watching Pretty Little Liars right now or something. Yeah, no, I have the lowest.
I hope she's enjoying herself by replaying episodes of Pretty Little Liars.
I do have the lowest.
I'm
self-esteem
thinking
in the
about
world.
Phillies baseball.
Yeah,
I
no,
hope she's thinking about network TV show.
Yeah. She's thinking about Mike and Molly, and how great that show was. No, I have negative confidence when it comes to like everything. Like if I'm on a date with a woman, or every time a woman says she comes, I'm like, well, she's gonna tell me she's lying about that later. I can't.
She's saying this to embarrass me later.
Yeah, she was saying that because she thought she was in a dream talking about her ex-boyfriend. But yeah, no, it is funny to like get your dick sucked when you have low self-esteem because you're like, oh man, I'm probably the smallest thing that's ever been in that mouth.
It doesn't immediately turn it around. You're not like, hey, well, this is happening. So
Yeah. I pretend I'm somebody else when I get my dick sucked.
really,
I like pretend I'm I like pretend I'm Bill Gates or something. I'm like, oh man,
I'm not attractive enough. But what if I was Bill Gates?
the most attractive man in the world.
Who's the
The hot, you know how hot.
What if I was someone women really wanted to sleep with, like a pencil neck nerd?
Yeah, I would
She doesn't even know who Bill
Gates
Gates is.
Stephen Hawking and Bill Gates. When I get my dick sucked, I do. After you get your dick sucked, don't you kind of look like Stephen Hawking? You're kind of like,
Yeah, for a split second.
yeah.
If you slow the tape down.
That's when you know your wife gives you good head when you look like Stephen Hawking right after.
I can't even talk.
Yeah. What was Stephen Hawking having sex like? Could he get hard?
I don't know. Did we ever get answers for that? I feel like he
Yeah.
could possibly, because he like cheated on his wife with his nurse,
Yeah, he cheated on his wife with
which
his nurse.
means
But that's kind of the nurse's fault because like he's never topping her.
he's just so charismatic.
Oh yeah, he's just charismatic. Like, well, because
How does that work?
yeah, well, if I like
He
because Stephen Hawking got accused of cheating on his wife, sure, but it's
and he
like,
went to that island.
but how much fault is it of him? Because he's like, well, I literally can't
Right.
initiate sex,
Right.
so I'm a victim in all of these.
Right.
He's the only guy where if he's cheating on his wife, he can be like, well, she raped me. I literally can't move.
I was literally just sitting there.
Yeah. I was literally just sitting here.
I said no.
No, yeah. I didn't even say it. I pressed my no button.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I do not consent. I do not consent.
Stephen Hawking was an
No.
atheist. Did you know that?
I heard from him.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, then he deserves whatever happened to him.
Well, Stephen Hawking's an atheist, but it's like, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, if you just couldn't move, you'd be like, well, if there is a God,
What
this guy-
came first, the atheism or what happened to his body?
I hope the atheism.
Yeah, I hope God was punishing him. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, I still know better.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope God was
Oh,
just like, fuck this loser.
Another appendage I can't use anymore.
Yeah.
I'm still right, though.
Remember when atheism was popular? That was kind of funny.
I mean,
2010s?
like Reddit style.
Yeah, like when atheism was like edgy. Like,
Yeah,
oh, there's no God.
Yeah. Oh, you
Well, it's
believe
funny
in
looking at that.
the flying spaghetti monster.
Well, it's funny
That was
looking at
one.
that. You're
or when
like,
people would become like Satanists just to
oh yeah,
really stick it to you,
which is just
or
was just
me, or
gay,
whoever.
God loving. It's just like it's
it's like it's like believing in it but not.
it's like if you were just like it's just like if every religion was gay and annoying.
Yeah.
That's what Satanism is.
Well, I always like the like choosing, like being an atheist, but then like talking about it all the time, like being an
Yeah.
evangelical atheist. I always
Yeah.
thought that was odd because it's like, well, you checked out, like you chose no team, you don't have to do any work now.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like when you are religious, you want to spread the good news
yeah.
about, you know,
You got to
your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
But if I'm like not about that, then I can just take the rest of my life off. And they wouldn't even do that. They wouldn't calm down.
yeah,
They had to spread the bad news.
yeah.
That God is dead.
Also, it's kind of like a kid telling you like Santa Claus isn't real. It's like I know, but it's like I kind of want to believe something.
Is that what it was? Like the kids who would get a sick pleasure out of telling the class
Yeah.
Santa Claus is fake?
Yeah, it's usually just the poorest kid in the class. Because that's who would tell the Santa Claus thing. It's with the parents be like,
I guess
look,
that makes sense.
I can't give you toys.
We can't keep this going.
Look, I can't give you Buzz Lightyear. I got to give you fentanyl instead.
As a kid, I was trying to figure out how Santa figured out how to proportionally gift things based on the parents' income.
Well, he does it by
to
class.
make sure.
So like,
I came to the conclusion that rich people are just better people.
Oh,
because
yeah.
their kids would get more toys from Santa.
honestly, rich people are kind of better people.
I mean, in a lot of ways, like as far as Santa's list goes.
Yeah. But if you do think about it, because I don't have much money, and I'm not good. Like somebody who's richer is probably a better person.
Like if you were richer, you'd be better than yourself. Is that
Exactly.
what you're saying? You wouldn't immediately use it for evil?
No.
No.
But even if you use it for evil,
me neither.
you're still a better person. You're useful. Because even like even a guy that's selling fentanyl to teenagers and making a ton of money off it, he's like giving them a service. He's useful.
True.
He's providing a service to society.
Right.
He's saying, "Hey, this is a lot cheaper than any cocaine you'll ever get. So if it's loaded with fentanyl, you get it for cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
You get cheap coke.
I never
It's
really thought about it
fentanyl-laced,
that way.
but it actually tastes better.
But you're right.
It works faster.
Yeah, you're right.
And for the people like the United Medical Center, it's like he's making it. I know he just got
He's
killed.
keeping them busy.
Rest in peace. But, he was making it harder for people to get good health insurance. But then they would work harder. So then they would try to like get better jobs so that they can get better
Right.
health insurance.
Yeah.
So he was inspiring.
Yeah, he was
those
dangling a carrot of.
people. Yeah. He was saying, if you want good health insurance, get a better job, get off your high horse, get your bootstraps on or whatever that expression is.
Yeah.
And, be the head of Pfizer and then you can do whatever you want. I know you don't have any skills and you grew up in Section 8 housing, but it's like you gotta lift yourself up if you want this health insurance.
Right.
We can't, a hospital bill should be $600 for a visit where you don't do anything.
Yeah, not having cancer should be something to aspire to.
Exactly. Brentview Medical Center is a good place that shouldn't get bombed. And I'm not going to literally go down there later this week to yell at them for the bill they just sent me. I'm not going to do that.
I agree with you 100%. As a matter of fact, I agree with you now and everything that we've said on this podcast.
I'm
100%.
I'm not going to go to Brentview Medical Center tomorrow and yell at them and say the bill and tell them exactly why this is $600 and why they're pieces of shit and why I might bomb the place and make it a direct threat, but not actually do it because I'm too scared.
Don't work up to the bombing threat.
But I'm saying I won't do it because
You don't want
I'm
to
a
use
pussy.
that right out of the gate.
But I
scare 'em off.
said I would if I was like if I had more confidence. I don't have enough confidence, but it's like I
Well,
would.
picture yourself as Bill Gates getting a blowjob and issuing a bomb threat.
Yeah, picture yourself as Bill Gates while getting head. I have thought that. That's why I was always Microsoft.
Everyone, hope you're having a good week.
Oh, hour 12.
I think we're going to record a Patreon episode
We
for you
are.
now.
And it'll
And
be
for a
4
modest
hours.
fee of $5
Very
a month,
modest.
you can get premium episodes yourself.
Ooh.
There's no law yet that says you can't.
The premium episodes. What do they get with these premium episodes?
Well, more of this, except even better.
Oh, do they get secret what do they get out of this?
How hard of a sell do you want me to make?
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Check out the Patreon. It's is there a bigger tier? Is there a $50 tier or 20?
I forget. I think it goes up to like 15. I think you can give us, no, I think there's like $1,000 tier.
Oh, well,
if you want to give us $1,000 tier,
if you want to give us $1,000,
it is a reoccurring monthly payment. So I know for a lot of you that could be the difference between
guys, we need
your life and homelessness. But
okay,
if you
guys,
could just
we need
100
people to pay the 1,000. Then we can quit our jobs and do this full time. We could give you we could work 2 hours a week full time. we can work 2 hours a week full time while completely unprepared.
No,
you can do if you give us each if 100 of
even
you
without
give us $1,000,
even without any programming, there was I think we covered some good stuff here.
I think this was a good episode. I think Sam's going to be very jealous.
Yeah, he's going to be really jealous he missed this one.
To be fair, sometimes it is a little easier with two people because you're like, the
quick back and forth.
The quick back and forth. So what I'm
also,
saying
don't feel
is,
bad because there's not like a guy being left out.
No, but
three's a crowd.
We miss Sam dearly. I hope he's
get well
doing well. Get well soon. He's down to Florida for a mysterious
he's getting
audition.
Some experimental gene therapy done.
Yeah, he has to do a certain casting couch in Miami with the fresh and fit guys.
You're wondering where Sam is? He's on trial in a DC circuit court for something.
Yeah, Sam is getting gangbanged by all the Red Pill Miami guys from 2020.
Sam was in a hot air balloon that floated away from his parents.
Yeah, he's forced to suck the dick of Fresh Prince CEO.
Sam's chasing a whale across the high seas.
We're not talking about the Brendan Fraser whale.
No.
All right, thank you guys so much.
See ya.